You are live with the legendary Jerry Show. I am Jerry Clark, I guess legendary Jerry Huntangi. My sidekick, co-host, whatever you want to call her. Not like that.
You can call me Queen.
Can we curse?
That's fine.
And
of course you can curse.
Fine as fuck. Call her fine as fuck.
Is she fine? Is she? You see?
Not just fine.
Fine as fuck.
Let me slide over.
Fine as fuck.
Let's see. You want to show everybody? Tell the shit since you want to put. Because people ain't seen that ass.
Well,
Stop trying to start. Really?
We need to celebrate. We need to uplift our women.
Thank you, Ray.
Real talk, man. Because they're the most unprotected. Out there.
Now,
say it again.
I will say that. I agree with you on that. For those who don't know, this guy right here is Mr. Reid Daniels, Vice President of A&R at Interscope Records. And when I tell you, me and this man have had a long history, but he is really, really, Tangi, the last of a dying breed. And by saying that,
I agree.
By me saying that, what I mean is, when it comes to artists and repertoire, A&R person, there are very few people left that put their all from a passionate standpoint, just knowing a hit record. And when I mean hit, I'm talking about from the production to the writing. I've sat with this guy. I've sat with him in numerous studio sessions over the years, not just with Rock City, but this guy is fucking passionate. This passionate. He always called me the OG. I look up to this dude. So that's why when I say the last of a dying breed, with putting your foot into it from an A&R guy, this is that nigga right here.
And I
this
will
is
say,
that. Look at him. He said, "Look at him." But hey, kudos to you.
I got a story. I'm gonna finish. I got a story.
But I want to say that Ray is more than last of a dying breed in music. He is last of a dying breed in men. Okay? And I just want to say this because I have worked with him on multiple projects.
Yeah.
And I've got to see other sides of him outside of music.
A dad, stand-up guy.
Yep. My God. Phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal dad. And just, he doesn't hide any of his flaws. And it is very rare to find anybody like that. Even rarer to find a man like that.
Yeah.
And his love for love and understanding of love and relationships.
Damn, you getting all mushy
and
sappy and
shit. He's
right
here.
I'm not.
We done been in the trenches together.
Yes, man. Apartment sharing food together.
Yeah,
you know,
we done been in the trenches.
About.
Yeah, like
people don't know your journey, Ray. As people just look at it now, like, oh, this dude, he's this big music executive, and he's this the A&R guy and all that, but they don't know Ray Daniels, the man, the person. Like, I mean, and I know it's great. People want to hear that, but of course, I'm speaking as you being the top of the line, man, when it comes to the A&R.
Well, I don't consider myself an A&R. I don't consider myself. I mean, I think I'm just if you look at my Instagram, it says I'm a coach.
Yeah, I see that.
If I'm coaching music, or I'm coaching my son how to be a man, if I'm coaching
women how to date,
I just look at myself as like kind of like a coach and the salesman. I just so happen to be coaching artists and hopefully selling the music that they do. I mean, it's like simple for me, but I'm just happy to be here. I share like a dope history with both of these people. Jerry doesn't even know. I've been knowing.
Here we go.
Real talk. We could say the legendary Jerry Clark because my first internship I ever had was working with the Arrival.
Which was what?
No, we ain't going.
He know what I'm talking about.
Oh, we can't say it? Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And Jerry was like, I was interning for a radio promoter, and basically, Jerry Clark was getting all of the work, and my guy wasn't getting as much.
He was getting a lot, though.
He was getting a lot, but you were choice A and he was choice B. So, you got to look at it from the point of working on like the B team, but from the standpoint of being the ball boy on the B team, like not even a player on the B team, like the ball boy. So you see it from a perspective of trying to help the B team leader, but also I didn't see Jerry as competition for me because for me I was just trying to get on, but also seeing how the A team got moved, and
it was with the person you was interning for, it was on out here in the street. It probably was a little friction.
It was deep. No, it was deep. It was real. It was real. I remember it was real. And the main reason was because they both had artists in the same genre, and your artist popped off. your artist, because he still has. Actually, I wish it was on iTunes. I still would like to hear the Dream Eyes record. Like, and remember he was taking.
Wow.
Remember he was.
I had an artist. I had an artist named Axe.
Yeah, Axe, and he had a record with Killer Mike.
And Killer Mike.
I remember him.
Nah, he had a. If you heard the record, you remember it. You heard it was a big radio record.
That Dream.
That was his
That was my artist.
I remember.
Axe.
I never remember.
And Killer Mike had a verse on it. And actually, I just spoke to someone recently, and they said they're going to take that song and put it with a new hot R&B artist that's out now.
No, it's dope. Like it was special. And my guy, my guy wasn't, his artist didn't pop off, and it was always kind of like they're two radio promoters, but they also trying to break R&B artists, and we all in the same city, so it was a natural rivalry. And I was the intern under that guy, and Jerry was like the infamous Jerry Clark, who was kicking our asses. It wasn't no, I'm being for real. Like, this is the thing, man. Sometimes, man, I gotta say this. That's why I complimented Tangi. Sometimes as black people, we don't like to give each other roses, and that's the problem. Well, that's why no matter where I'm at in life, I still call you OG, right?
Sure do.
No matter what, I don't give a fuck if I was the fucking CEO of Interscope. I would still say OG, because that's how we. Because if it's somebody who's looking up to me, that's saying OG, I see me calling you my OG, and they can't get to me, they might get to you, and then you might have the next thing. And that's my problem that I don't think we do. We don't big each other up. We train to kill each other, and I think that's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
The Willie Lynch syndrome.
That post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like I think there's a lot of issues. I don't know if it's Willie Lynch. I think
Willie Lynch at the root of it all.
I think it's deeper than that. I just think that even today, because there's some people here that don't know about Willie Lynch. Like,
right.
some people that don't, but they still fall victim to it, right?
Damn right they do.
But I think that the bigger issue is just we don't have enough real black men. Like even you or what you went through. And I don't know how much of that you talk about, but even
I talk about a lot.
Okay,
it's part of
it's part of the story. So even with
now.
what you went through, you were still a black man out there trying to help kids live their dream.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they got you. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is that, the way this world is set up, it's set up that if we're strong, we all got our weaknesses. We all got our vices, Shit, everybody got their vices.
Yeah.
But, if we're strong, our vices can take us down, or our things that we're passionate about can take us down. But, like Jay said, like I done did bad for good. But shit, I done did worse for less, and that's real talk. So, I mean,
and I want to say this before, not to cut you off, before we jump off into, the music and all that stuff, is I don't know if you remember this, but before I went into prison, I think, Tens, you might have been with us, too. It's funny. This was back in late 2015 before I even went into the feds. It was me, you, I believe Tangi, and Polo. We had went to this little spot over in for dinner.
The restaurant.
Off Peachtree?
Yeah, right off Peachtree.
Okay, yeah.
But when we was at the studio, you said something to me. And this was I was going through storms, not just a storm, but multiple storms. And you probably don't remember, but you said some like real uplifting shit to me that really, really, really stuck with me, because I was going through it. Like I say, and then later with my pops dying, and then going away to the feds. But you said some shit. I was like, yo.
Well, I say I remember.
It resonated with me, and it stuck with me. It was some real shit. And I appreciate that shit. And straight up.
And it's a lot of us, and a lot of times, especially with us as men, black men, we don't express the mental state that we're in. We're not taught to express that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just feel like it's a lot of, as I'm saying, it could be Willie Lynch also, but it's also a lot of the way we're supposed to be built, but we're also built to kill. We're built to kill, and we're built to be killed. So when you're going through, like, it's nobody who will meet me that won't say I said something positive to him, because in my mind it's like, shit, sometimes I might say something to you, and it's really, I'm talking to myself. Like, hey, man, hold your head up, man. Just be strong, because shit going through it.
Yeah.
It's shit that I'm going through. Like, we never understand what the other's going through. Some people look at your life and say, you're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you winning. But shit, it's a couple of us, and I don't want to say their name because I don't want to speak on it, but it's a couple of us that has killed themselves when they was on top. And I understand why.
Right.
And as a young nigga coming up, I always be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? Like, and you winning, but it's like, I understand why now.
Do you think that that's the one part of the industry? Because you know how, like, you see now kids, they're exposed to the Instagram version of the music industry, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I think because of that and because of going viral, we kind of talked about this a little bit with Smurf, because of going viral, all they see is that part of it, and then if what happens to Michael Jackson or what happens to Prince part of it, it's that part that you're talking about, the part that makes you understand, okay, I see why they would kill themselves, is the part that people don't see. Do you think that that's a part of the issue?
But yeah, it is a part. It is the issue. But the part of the issue is this. The bottom line is this. Mind you, I never really had a true mentor. I've had mentors, but I never really had someone who I knew at my highest or lowest moment. I can get them on the phone, and they're gonna give me the best advice for me, not for them, but for me. Never had that. My father died, so I always kind of had to grab a jewel from him, grab a jewel from this person. And I remember Donald Woodard, attorney, and he was just telling. I was in Donald's office, and he was just in his office reading. And I was like, "What you reading?" He's like, "I'm reading a book called Peace and Valleys," and I'm like, I never even read the book before. I haven't read the book to this day, and I'm because. So I don't really like to read like that. Like I'm an audiobook guy, but I'm not the reader guy. Like
and that's you why move very fast.
And I do, and that's what I'm saying. And I do. So guess what? I need to listen. So I'm like, so sometimes I'm in my car. Like today, I'm listening to The Alchemist, and I'm listening to it.
Great book.
Yeah, I never did it before. Troy Carter told me to read it, right? But my point is that he actually told me to read it because of where I was at mentally. Because I had somebody I need to vent to.
First book I read when I got to prison.
For real? Yes, I haven't. I'm in it. I'm reading it. I'm listening to it. Jeremy Irons reading it. But what I was saying was that it's this thing about Donald Peaks and Valleys where he says, everybody thinks that their greater days are in front of them. Like you're not gonna meet somebody who's gonna say, "Man, my best days behind me, man." And he was like, and the reality in life is that some of us might have had our peak already, and head to our valley, and And that always stuck with me. And it was just simple as that. Like some people have their peaks, some people have their valleys, but no one admits when they're in their peak. They always think they can get better. And when someone's in there, and everybody thinks that they're in their valley, everybody thinks that there could be like they can get higher, And because of that, it's like I always thought about like people are up, people are down. You know what I'm saying? And the problem with this business is that this business is like heroin, right? Like I always tell people, like working in the business I'm in, for a fact, and Tangi, like working in this business is like heroin, right? And I say heroin and not weed or not coke because heroin is a high that you can't escape, right? It's a high that you like when you're in, you're like, holy shit, I'm in this shit, and when you come down, it's like, fuck, I'm down,
hard,
right?
Yeah.
So the music business is like people save their money for a year to go on a vacation for a week to do what I do every fucking day.
Ain't that some shit?
I mean, like you see what I'm saying? Like I literally just flew into Atlanta last night, first class. I'm flying right back to LA Monday morning for meetings, first class. And when I'm out there, I'm always at concerts, I'm at events, like I'm at stuff that people dream about. I know celebrities, and that's the life that people dream of, and I live it every day, right? So, but
and you put the fucking work in already. I've watched you as not as a youngin'. I don't want to.
No, it's cool.
But I've sat back like a proud big brother, like watching you, and I enjoy the posts that you put on social media. And like you just said, you're living a life, but people don't realize, and that's what a lot of the young generation, me and Tangi talk about all the time, is the younger generation, they don't see the work and your work ethic of what you had to put into to be able to live like this and to get to the point where you are, where you're able to do this and move how you want to move. They don't see that. They don't know the work you put in now. You put some work in, right?
Now, speaking of Instagram, though, you talk about his posts on Instagram. There's this one picture, and I screenshot it because I had to show my son, and I'll get back to that in a second. But there's this picture of Ray when he's like 18, and you're at the airport. I think you were you working for Delta?
Yeah, no, I was pushing wheelchairs.
Pushing wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you showed
I was getting picked up by my mom. I was getting picked up by my mom's station wagon.
In the passenger seat, and you post the picture and you tell the story, and I can appreciate that because I had to reference back to that picture not too long ago because once Ray came to my house, I had him come to talk to my youngest son, who is an artist naturally, an artist and just a music head, and he didn't know my son had his closet was his studio.
Yeah.
And he had turned his whole little walk-in little closet into a studio. And I remember Ray just being like mesmerized and had more respect for that than anything.
I loved him at that moment. I just loved him and had all the respect for him.
Yeah.
And it changed my son's view because I used to try to tell him something, but it's something when your parents telling you something.
Especially mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then he used to try to hide the process.
No.
So he wouldn't want to put pictures of, him struggling in the closet, right? Mm-hmm. And stuff like that. He didn't want to put those videos up. And I would be like, why? Like, those are the ones you want to show. You want people to see your story.
Damn right.
So when you make it, but he wanted to wait until he got to a certain place. And then when Reid did that, like, it changed his perspective. Yes.
Because Reid's track
he might, see, I get it, man. Like, I still feel like a 17-year-old kid that wants his father. I'm 37. I still have the moments where I'm like, I want my dad.
You 37?
Yeah, I still had the moments.
I ain't but 38.
Yeah, she close. Hey, see, I told you. You know what I'm saying? So I still feel like that 17-year-old kid that wants his father, and I get why he doesn't want to post it. Like, dog, I remember passing out flyers. I was making $8 an hour, working 2 hours a night.
Wow.
For Dino, Metro Boys.
Yep. Wow.
I was making $21 a day. I remember that. I got a story. I remember I was sick the whole year because when you passing out flyers, it's rain, sleet, or snow.
Everything,
right.
yeah.
You pass. It's like, yo.
Yeah, I was that street team guy back in the early '90s.
But I was the guy who had to stand out in the street though.
Yeah, nah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I was the guy that you pulled up on him and said, "Hey, you ran out of flyers. Here goes some more." That was me, right? I was the guy that you gave the flyers to. And there was this girl I had the biggest crush on, and since I was in 7th grade, and she literally walked right by me, and I gave her a flyer. She didn't even look at me. Dang. And I was like, and I remember, rest in peace, Slow. I remember I called Slow, and at the time, my best friend, he's passed away now. He had a house and a wife, and I remember I called him, and I was like, I can't do this shit no more, man. And he was like, why? Slow was silly. He laughed at me, man. What the fuck you talking about, man? What you crazy, man? I said, bruh, this girl just walked by me like I didn't exist. I can't do it no fucking more. You living in a big ass house, and I'm sleeping on chicks. I'm doing shit I shouldn't have to do to survive. And he was like, man, just keep going, Ray. Fuck it, you this far, you might as well keep going. And I did. And I stayed in it. And, I made $2,700 that year.
Wow.
That year. And I remember I was sick for the whole year because I was passing out flyers in the freezing cold and in a hot summer. And, you had to get it. And I was passing out flyers. And I remember I went and got Grady care. I was sick the whole year. And I went and got Grady care. And when you go get Grady care, you got to bring your last paycheck.
Yeah.
So I brought my last paycheck. And the lady said, this is how much money I made. She said, this said, and it was in November. She said, this said you only made $2,700 this year. You couldn't survive on that. Where's your real W-2? And I'm like, that's what the fuck I've been living on for the whole year.
For the whole year.
For $2,700. You know what I'm saying?
So with you flying around and being out of the country and working with big artists, that right there just shows the grind that you had to go through to get where you are.
But you know what it is, man? But that's what I said. Dreaming about it is better than living it. Right?
You better say that. Say it one more time.
Dreaming about it is better than living it. Because when you dream about it, like everybody got a dream. And when you dream about it, you dream about how it feels to get to that moment. Right? But what they don't tell you in that dream is that you're still worried about tomorrow though. So you there. So it's like listen, my family lives the life. My mom, my family, I got a 3-week-old daughter. My family.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, I got a little girl. My little girl's a month.
Congratulations,
yeah, brand new.
I didn't know that, man.
But that's what I'm saying because I don't put it out there because for me it's like I'm so in it, I don't even get to enjoy my daughter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like some people might see like dog, I'm in it like. And then you trying to take care of yourself. So now I gotta schedule doctor's appointments. I gotta go 10:30 in the morning. Then after I get out, I gotta come do this. Right. And then somebody else is like, I need you to come do this. And then it's like, all I want to do today was be with my kid. Because my son, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, you dream about it. And yeah, you see it. And for some people, it's like, it's amazing. But for me, it's only amazing when I'm home. It's never amazing when I'm out in the streets. Because when I'm out in the streets, I'm a killer.
And everybody wants something from you.
And everybody wants something from you. And to be real with you, you trying to get somewhere still.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it goes to that peaks and valleys moment. Like, you might be on the 60th floor, and the people on the first floor looking at you like, holy shit, you on the 60th floor. But then you looking up to 115th floor, and you like, I'm trying to get there.
Speaking of peaks and valleys, one of the most renowned music industry execs of all time,
Reid. Get out of my head, Jerry.
L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid. That's just our connection, Tangi.
Yep.
Wow. L.A. Reid.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, he's been very instrumental, not just in Atlanta.
In my career too.
In your career,
he gave me a VP job.
What was one of the? I was going to say you worked for him. You've had the opportunity to work with some with some legends, bro.
Yeah.
What was one thing L.A. Reid has told you that sticks with you all working together that you take into what you do now every day?
Well, I mean, he taught me the A&R business. He taught me how to find artists. And to me, like what you are, what you know, I mean, what you do is not who you are, right? Mm-hmm. So the lessons that I took from him are different than, because if we want to talk music business shit, what you want to tell me? Oh, if you want to sign a dope artist, every great artist that got signed when they was in their teenage years. Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Prince, Usher. So LA was like, Monica, and you name any great artist that's been around, they got signed when they was teenage years. Whitney. So LA whole thing to me was, if you want to sign an artist, Ray, if they 21, 22, it's too late.
Wow.
You know, if they 21, 22, it's too late. Unless they can write their own song. Then, because if they're 16, 17, I got to figure out, they're young enough where they're going to listen to everything I say and do everything I tell them to do, so I'm going to make them great, right? As long as they just have to have talent, right? Mm-hmm. But if they're 21, they already know who they are. I'm not singing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not want to talk about that. And then it's like, well, if you don't want to do that, then you need to write the fucking song yourself then, right? You need to give me the song yourself. So
from a creative standpoint, L.A., I mean, because we talked about this all. He's a monster.
Listen, ain't nobody better than him.
Yeah, nobody.
First of all, he built LaFace. This is something that people don't get about LaFace.
Think about it, and I believe me, you, and Polo had this talking. Me and Tangi, and it was one of our previous guests, either Smurf or whoever. We talked about this from a standpoint of signing and developing artists. You look at it's unmatched. Usher, Tony Braxton, Pink, Outkast.
Bro, come on, man. But let me tell you the part
TLC.
But let me tell you the part about it. But this is the part about it, though. This is what he did that was so powerful. If you sign a rock band that's doing shows and they performing in front of 100 people, they are not at 1. They're at like 9, 10, okay, maybe 13. Like, they got people coming to see them. They're at a high level. If 1 is Baby and 100 is Michael Jackson, right? These guys are at like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? Because LA signed talent show talent. Wow. None of these people were on stage doing shows. None of these people were performing. None of these people had a following. He followed them, guided them. And then not only guided them, he was also smart enough to say, all right, Dallas, you're going to do TLC.
JD, you
gonna do Puff. I'm gonna send Usher to Puff. Oh, that ain't work. JD, you coming here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Face, me and you gonna do Tony Braxton. She fit what we doing. Yeah, she Anita Baker, but we gonna figure out a way how to make her someone. We're gonna figure out how to make her if Anita Baker was a pop star.
Yeah.
Right? And Pink, pull her out the group, and we're going to do this for you. You're going to be white, what do you call it, blue-eyed soul. You're going to be that. You're going to be the white girl that got that swag, all these things. But, he took talent, put them in a lane, guided them through that lane, and also convinced them that they were greater than what they ever were.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And to me, it's like, he's unmatched. He's unmatched. You can't, I sought LA to work for him because there's no executive in this business that I looked up to that's my color that he didn't touch.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say. It
ain't nobody in this city that he didn't give a check to.
Everybody in this city.
Ain't nobody in this city he ain't gave a check to. But that's my point. But you know what, though? Now they done came in. He going through what he going through. And my thing is,
you think his legacy, you think that they are, know his
But my point is this.
Are they trying to tarnish his legacy?
How many of us are going to stand up?
Because you know what I hate about, and I won't just say our people about, but society, period, is like, and I went through it myself.
You're guilty until proven innocent.
Well, not just that, but people cheer a lot of times. They'll congratulate.
Oh, nah.
That's
my point.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll act like they really, hey, man, you need something. I learned. I saw firsthand.
Especially this industry.
Bruh, that's my point.
With L.A. Reid, more of us need, because let me tell you something. Now that he's no longer at the label, like you just said, somebody that looks like us, who's there?
Yeah, and guess what?
Who's there?
And guess what? I remember he would tell me, he was like, Rolling Stones still have a record deal. And he said, but the world gonna get on me because I signed Jodeci. Jodeci should have a fucking deal.
Exactly.
He said Babyface should have a deal.
Exactly.
And my thing, and
And
this,
he don't get enough props
guess
to
what-
bring
and guess what-
Mariah back. He brought Mariah
Yeah,
back.
and guess what? Mariah got a deal too, and so does J-Lo.
Yep.
They are both signed to Epic right now.
Right now.
And let me tell you my point. My point is this, is that when LA got fired from Arista, Outkast won the Grammy.
I remember.
Guess what? Hey, you coming with us. That's what we need more of. That's what I mean by men. Men that are like, I don't give a fuck what Jerry went to jail for. I don't give a fuck what he was in prison
Right.
for. I fuck with him.
Right.
So guess what? If you come to me trying to tell me something about, man, you know, Jerry was, I fuck with him.
Right.
It's over. And guess what I just did? I just made a nigga hesitant to tell another nigga something bad about
Yeah.
you.
Because niggas will do that.
Because if I make it cool, like, what? Hell yeah. Guess what? He can't wait to run and do that.
Around like little bitches.
Exactly.
And
And guess what?
in your
And guess
face.
what? Exactly. And to me, with LA, that's what Outkast did. Now, I was at the ASCAP Awards, and I'm not going to call a person out, but she wasn't black. And she was honored. And the only person believed in her and put the whole world behind her was LA.
Wow.
Do you think that she gave LA
Oh,
one shout out?
no,
Do you think she
right?
said, dog? Do you think she said, and regardless of what, shout out to LA Reid for being who he is?
Yeah, and you know what I want
And
to
she
say?
didn't
I
say
want to
nothing.
jump in and
She didn't say
say
his name.
I want to say this about
that
LA
fuck
Reid though,
shit.
as a woman, right? Because you know it's something that, and we were talking about this at the radio station the other day. My issue with when I think about people like what's the coach Petrino, right? Bill
No,
Cosby.
not Petrino. You're thinking of Bobby Petrino.
Paterno, yeah.
Yeah.
As a woman, I'm always conflicted with those type of stories, right? But then I feel like I have a different side of view to it. I hate that, you know, it's that age-old, people will never remember the good things you did.
Yeah.
They'll always remember the one bad thing. And I hate that it seems like they're waiting till these great people get to the end of their life. Not saying that he's about to die or anything. I'm just saying, like, he's older, he's done so much, and he's powerful, and it's like it's like a cliche. It's
Yeah, our
almost like,
society, they look at the negative stuff.
No, but see, this is what I'm saying. I think it's a little. Listen, man. You can take any man and find something wrong with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck who you
right.
are, dog. Martin Luther King was one of the, he led the march, but he liked pussy.
Yeah.
You know what? And guess what?
Guess what? I like pussy too.
I do too.
No, actually, great. I love it.
I love it. And my thing is this. Guess what my thing is?
That's one of my vices.
But my thing is this.
I'm just
No,
playing.
real talk. No, it is
Ted,
though.
that's
No,
one of my vices.
But that's what I'm trying to say though. But this is what I mean by they're trying to kill. Like they want to kill the masculinity in us because that is a
Exactly.
part of that is a part of the way I was raised to be a man, to be a hunter. To want women.
Man, what happened to a man's man?
That's my. But see,
What
guess what?
happened to them?
But I think-
Okay, what happened to him? No respect, no disrespect, Tangi. But what happened to him was women started.
I already know where you're going.
Women have done things for no reason, right? Like my thing is this: men and women are not equal.
okay.
That doesn't mean I'm bigger or you're lesser. That doesn't mean that. That just means that, shit, you can carry a baby. That's like me and Jerry protesting that we can't fucking have like you need to give us medicine where we can have kids too. But guess what? See how they laugh? See how they laugh? See what they do? But guess what? Y'all can wear y'all shirts out. We want to free our nipples.
That ain't me.
Hold on, it's not you.
Right,
I'm
I
not saying.
ain't
I'm
with
not saying.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying.
feel you though.
But it's
I
not
mean, you
you.
can free yours though, Tangi.
But that's what I'm saying. Exactly. But it's not me. But what I'm saying is that it's not me. But what I'm saying is that the reality is that women have been exposed to so much info that now they're like, I want that too. I want to do what a man can do. I want to do it. And my mind is like, I never once said to myself, I want to do what a woman can do.
Right.
It's like, and if my son said it, I'm going to punch his ass in the chest. You know, you are a man, right? My son hustles. Jerry, my son making, for him,
But it's pencil business.
It's pencil business.
I saw you got
Yeah,
a
I
pencil
saw that,
business at school.
Bruh, he getting
It's
it.
thriving.
Bruh, he's getting it. Like it's one
The
of them things where it's
lesson
like,
is bigger.
guess what?
The
Guess
lesson
what?
is bigger than the money.
Guess what? I tell my 8-year-old son, if I call him on speakerphone right now and say, how much money do you got put away? $350.
a lot.
Wow.
He made that in 3 weeks. Watch this. Who's the money for? Me and my sister. But that's what I'm supposed to do. His
Right.
job is to take care of his sister. The same way your son's job is to take care of their mom.
Yeah.
But mom's job is to make sure that son also finds a woman and takes care of her.
Right.
Not, don't nobody come before your mom.
Right.
And see, to me, it's a lot of stuff happening in our community. But for me, it's like, look, bro, my mom has programmed me to take care of her. I don't know how to get a check and not share it.
Damn
Jerry,
right.
if I get a check, I call everybody. What you need? Because my mother has programmed me to take care of her. But guess what? You can have a Benz. Well, Yoki gonna have a new 6 Series too. And Yoki, you gonna have a 6 Series, but my mom gonna have a Benz. And guess what? My sister, I just found out she's pregnant. Guess what I did with my sister? I had a secondary BMW. I gave it to her.
That's good shit.
So, but my point is that if any one of y'all got a problem with that, that's when I'm in y'all asses. Because the reality is ain't nobody lacking. And ain't nobody missing out on no fucking meals because of me, right? So because of that, and guess what? There are certain things as a man that I need to clear my head. Everybody has a vice. Some people choose to smoke. Some people wants to drink. Some people go to party. I like pussy.
Me too.
Okay, so let me say something.
Yeah,
let me
I love pussy.
let me
That's
say
my
something,
vice.
guys.
But guess what? You'll never use it
That's the
against
only
me.
vice you got?
No, listen.
I like
talk.
cigars. I like
No,
pussy.
listen.
Like a little vodka, little
Hey,
Tito's
hey,
vodka.
hey,
You don't
hey.
none of that. Just pussy.
Just give me a room
Damn.
full of it. I'll be happy.
Listen. Okay, as a woman,
See, I tell you, she
I
tried.
just like looking at him.
y'all not listening.
Go ahead.
Okay, we
Go
listening, Tan. Go ahead,
Okay.
Tan.
As a woman in this industry, right? When I hear stories like with Bill Cosby and most recently L.A. Reid, and I literally teared up with the L.A. Reid when the story came out because I feel so conflicted and I'm hurt that here we go again with someone that I think is very powerful in what he's doing, like being torn down before it's even proven. I work in an industry around a lot of men, okay? I'm in the entertainment industry. I've been in the entertainment industry since I was 12. I was also raised by my dad only. So I'm used to men making passes
Shooting
at
game.
me,
Shooting shit
saying
to you.
stuff, trying to have sex, saying that ass is fat, oh my God, starting rumors. I'm
Ray.
used to people thinking, I'm used to people thinking I fuck to get where I'm at. I'm used
Yeah, I know that's
to
gotta
all
be
of that, right?
frustrating.
No, but it's not. You know why? Because I was raised by a man. I was raised by a man and I'm in the entertainment industry and I've been in it so long that I understand the difference where it doesn't affect me to the point where I know the catastrophe that it could cause if you say the word sexual harassment or something like that. But I also know how long we work. I also know that we see each other more than we see our spouses sometimes.
Absolutely.
I also know that we spend time together, we travel together, we sometimes sleep in the station together. And a lot of times, it ain't even that I'm trying to have sex with you, but I just need to feel like a man and tell you that ass is fat. And I don't take it, I'm not offended. I'm not, if you offend me, I'm woman enough to tell you, like, that's enough. But I feel like sometimes in this industry, like the reality, people keep putting people in situations and acting like realities don't exist. Like, let's not tear this man down when we know what the industry is.
But my thing is this. Everyone has a vice, bruh.
Yeah, but I think it's bigger than the vices. I mean,
No, it's not. It's not bigger. You gotta hear me real quick.
Okay.
We all have a vice.
Okay.
Like, let me give you an example, right? Barack Obama. Everybody loves him.
Smoke cigarettes.
He smokes cigarettes. And he can't even say when he wants a cigarette because they're going to tear him down because he smokes cigarettes.
Ain't that some shit?
But guess my point? My point is this. Who set the rules in the fucking first place to say he's wrong for smoking cigarettes?
Right.
You see what I'm trying to say? So my point is that the way society is built is a man can't admit his flaws. And my thing is I can't admit my flaws.
That's why I love you, though.
That's
why I love you, though.
But you know why I admit my flaws? Because you can never hold it against me.
And
guess what? Let me tell you another thing. And I don't. And listen, when I'm in the business, when I'm in the buildings, or I'm in a workplace, bro, I don't bring that shit. You won't even know what I like.
That's good.
I'm like straight ahead. Like I got. Listen, let me say something to you.
I do know that.
Let me say something to you. I know, and this is another problem that we gotta start being careful with. We gotta stop allowing everyone into our space.
Elaborate on that.
Because I have a newborn daughter, right? And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she was like a day or two old, and I was in the studio around one of my interns. She's a girl, you know, and I was trying to explain the story. I was like, what if I told you I was in a room with two girls, and I was trying to do this to them, and then she was like, well, the first thing I said is, you have a newborn daughter. Why are you doing that? And I said, what? I'm giving you an example. And I said, let me tell you something. If you want to survive in this business, leave your motherfucking opinions at home. Because there's a lot of shit I see and I don't like.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Glad you told her that early in the game.
But it's a lot of shit. Bro, it's a lot of shit I see and I don't like.
Right.
But I had to understand that this is a man's business. Like, this is a man's world. And that doesn't mean that I think that men are better than women. That just means that the way this shit is set up is dog eat dog.
I agree.
So my thing is, you cannot hold. First of all, you can get me and you on sexual harassment right now because you said something about Angie's ass, and I said, yeah.
Who's Angie?
Tansy. Hit me
Tansy.
on Tansy ass.
You talking about shit. Sensitive.
You said about, because I'm talking fast. You said about Tansy's ass,
yeah.
and I would have been like, yeah, she could. That's sexual harassment. That's
yeah.
literally documented on tape.
Documented.
That they are sexually harassing me. And guess what? She could sue Artist Factory, all of us in this room, because they all saw it. All these guys saw it, and they didn't say nothing about it. And my thing is this: that's why if I trust you and I hug you and I tell you I love you, I'm gonna protect you. And I don't give that to anybody because I know you're going to try to hurt me. I had a young lady who I dealt with for a very long time who said she loved the shit out of me, loved the ground I walked on until I did what she didn't want me to do. And then when I did what she didn't want me to do, it became, I'm going to kill your ass.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Exactly. I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to
exactly
kill you. Any chance I get, I'm going to kill you in your name. And my mind is like, guess what? But the problem is she can. She can't kill me in my name because there are times that we've laid in the bed and talked about things that I would want it to be us. But guess what? I would never do that to her. You know why? Because my job as a black man is to protect my women. The same way your job as a black woman is to protect your man. And this ain't even about black or white. This ain't about none of that shit. This is just about our culture, right? Because guess what? We had one CEO in the music business, and now he's gone.
He's gone.
Who the fuck is next?
What you listen to,
wait a
Ray?
minute.
Hold on, Tangy, hold on.
You mean L.A. Reid? So there's no more CEOs?
He was the only one.
He was the only black one.
What?
He was,
Really?
hold on. Not only was he the only black one, he was the only one close.
Yeah. You got Sylvia Wrong, who was up underneath. But other than that, there's no more black CEOs. They're done.
And ain't even nobody close.
Nobody.
Wow.
Who's next in line?
Who's
Ray
next?
Daniels.
What about you, Ray?
No.
Ray Daniels.
No, I'm saying
Ray
I'm not
Daniels
saying
and
next. No,
Jerry
I'm not
Clark.
saying next in line right now. But what? Let me go back to
Yeah, go
before
ahead.
when I opened up, and for the people that don't know, you are that A&R dude.
Thank
and
you.
I'm not pigeonholing you and just putting you in that, but I'm saying when it comes to music, you are that motherfucker.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What the fuck are you listening to?
Audiobooks.
No,
Music
bro.
wise.
Specifically, what artists, let me rephrase it, what artists are you listening to outside of artists that you're working with, projects you're on? Who are you listening to?
If I'm being honest with you,
Yeah.
probably no one. And the reason being is because based on time management, I never have a chance to just enjoy music. But I can tell you, I love Bruno Mars' album, but I haven't. But I outside of the first week it came out, I haven't had a chance to listen to it again, which I need to, and I wish I could. But
It's
you know,
amazing.
it's amazing. I love. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I say.
So that's all you listen to, bro?
No. I'm gonna tell you who I'm about. At this point in time, I'm about what you represent, right? And what makes you great. So like, man, I love the Migos. I love Kendrick Lamar. I love J. Cole.
Yes.
Man, I love anybody who I mean, I know this gonna I swear to God, y'all, I'm not being cliche. I love anybody who is feeding their family in this hellhole.
Wow, you just said a very powerful
So
statement.
you're not angry like I hear a lot of.
Nah, man.
I hear the Funk Flex and other cats going at the little Yachties, going at the Migos.
Funk Flex always going at somebody, honey.
You aren't one of them cats.
Listen, man.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, I love them. And let me tell you something. And it's not. See, this is the problem. I swear, man. This is why I know why. This is why I know why certain people hurt themselves. I know it now. Because the problem is that the people before us never had put their arm around us and embraced us.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm from College Park.
Via
Man,
New York.
Yeah,
by way of New York.
By way of New York, but the man that I become, I grew up in College Park.
Yeah.
God, to us, the man, the biggest one out of that was Jermaine Dupri.
Wow.
I love JD, and I still love him. But I ain't never had a chance to, he never put his arm around me and said, Ray, come here, let me teach you, and maybe because the person before him
never did it.
Never did that to him, and he ain't.
But
he's
his
still,
dad.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but he's
right.
still. But my point is this, and mind you, this is not his fault.
Right.
This is not anyone's fault. This is the system's fault. Mm-hmm. Because the problem is because we don't have wealth. We're on a mission to change the cards of our family. So sometimes we can't stop to help a young man coming up because we're still busy trying to change our cards.
Wow.
So I'm not mad at JD. Like I love JD. Like, but I get it. It's like, bruh, it's like me. Like I always say, the reason why I asked you what I said, only why I asked you because I don't remember, because the way I look at myself is like I'm a vessel. So I look at myself like, I don't care who I'm in the room with. If I got 5 minutes with anybody, we ain't gonna talk about bitches. We ain't gonna talk about money. We're gonna talk about life. And I'm gonna give you some words or some kind words or something that's I feel like is gonna help change your life or help change your day, whatever it is. That's what I'm gonna do. Because in my mind, I don't have enough time to sit down and have a conversation. How have you ever seen me in a room and we just talking about, man, let me tell you what I'm talking about this bitch. Come on, man.
No,
I don't have time for that, bro.
Not at all.
Because you know why? Because I'm trying to change my cards for my family.
And that's why I believe that you need to do books.
I want
to do a series of books. And let me tell you why. Because when I think what brought us together was our passion.
Yeah.
And, and I fell in love with you as a person because it's so rare that you meet someone that you have, it's kind of like when I met Jerry, you know what I'm saying? I just liked Jerry. Like when I like somebody just as a person.
Dude too. I mean,
here you go, Lord.
Most women do like me.
Oh, God. Okay, let me be clear. The inside. It's just hard to find, especially, again, I'll go back to this industry, if you're anyway working in it, to find someone that is genuinely inside, you connect with them. And with that being said, I've seen you do it on numerous occasions to other people, to my kids, even me when I was dating, different people. And I just feel like Ray Hitch, man, listen, I know you think, okay, Ray Hitch is not right now. I got time for that right now, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, if you don't know what Ray Hitch is, for everybody that doesn't.
I'm going to do it one day again.
No, you got to do it now. Let me tell you why.
Can I tell you something though?
What?
Hit me out. It's the trap. That's the trap, though. I do Ray Hitch. I offend somebody at my company.
Ooh, yeah.
They go to the superior and say, you see what he's on there talking about? Take his ass out. And now I'm gone. Now my daughter don't have health insurance.
Right. Okay, I got
and
you.
Now
okay.
in the world.
Exactly. And so my thing is that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. That's why we have.
But we ain't even go talk. We gonna leave Ray
That's
Hitch.
what I said. No, that's what we got.
But I got an idea for Ray
That's why we
Hitch.
got to protect. That's why we got to protect each other. Because if we don't protect each other, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Mike Tyson and Tupac both went to jail for murder. I mean, for rape. Right?
Wow.
When Tupac got out, did we ever call him a rapist? Did our community ever call him a rapist? We lifted him up like, fuck, he ain't do it. We love him, right? Okay, cool. And guess what? He came out, he sold 10 million records, and he's a gem, right?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson came out, fuck that, we love Mike Tyson. That's my point. My point is that now Bill Cosby gets in his shit, no one steps up.
Wow.
Guess why? Because now we're trained, if you step up, it's going to fuck your money. Wow. You don't want to fuck your money up. And my thing is, I don't know anything about Bill Cosby. I've never met him before. I don't know anything about him. But I do know that he was the first positive black image I ever saw on TV.
I think he was everybody's everybody wanted to be the Huxtables.
But guess what though? It's still some 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids that are gonna know Bill Cosby as a rapist now.
Right, and that's what I mean when I say I hate.
And I'm not saying
about that. That's what I hate.
Let me take this far. Let me say this. This is my man. Have y'all seen Chappelle's special?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think he was genius what he did. Man, that's why I think he's the greatest comedian to ever live.
Yes, I agree.
Because what he did was he basically used Donald Trump as a figure to say it's a superhero, and he beats up Mexicans, and he's known for
He's anti-woman.
He's anti-woman.
He's anti-black, anti-minority.
And he gets his superpower because only by touching women pussies. You know, and then he rapes more than he saves. No, he saves more than he rapes, and he only rapes to save.
Right.
That's really what humans are. We are all, you can find a beautiful soul with an ugly, dark piece to them. And
everybody.
You can it's all of us, bruh. It's no person, listen, it's no person in this, and that's what I hate. It's no person in this world who's fucking unflawed.
You damn right.
So my thing is, the minute that somebody else does something wrong, we can't wait look at him.
So
it's
look,
like, instead of stopping and I'm trying to understand.
Before we get out of here,
come on.
I always want to, and I ask all my A&R partners this over the year, but you know, first of all, what was your first job as an A&R in the industry?
Sylvia Rome, she gave me a consultant job
at Universal.
At Universal Motown.
Through your years of getting the mixtapes, songs, MP3s, everything, what artist has it been that slipped through the cracks that you look and be like, shit, why the fuck didn't I sign them? I had the opportunity, maybe first, maybe second, but you had the opportunity to sign. What one artist over the years I don't want to use the word regret, but I'll say that you regret not signing?
Well, let me say this before I answer that. I'm the CEO of Radar. For all the young,
your own company.
For all the young people that's watching this, I do have an SVP title or as a senior A&R executive job at Interscope, but I'm CEO of my own company. And if you ever see me on Instagram and you see my house, you see my car, you see my basketball court, you see my pool.
Of Radar.
Radar bought that shit.
Amen.
I just want to make sure that's stressed. And it's because for me, I look at this as I only got the job at Interscope because of what I did at Radar. Like, I only got the job at Motown because I did at Radar, and I only got the job at Epic because of what I did at Radar. I just want to stress that. But anybody who I've missed out on, I really, to be real with you.
What about a song placement if it's not signing an artist?
I had an opportunity to sign Khalid, who has the location record.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't get it. I mean, it was because, and it was.
You say you didn't get it.
It was my fault. If I'm being honest, it was my fault because it kind of came to me. It kind of came to me for, like, me and you friends, right?
Yeah.
Me and you friends, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing about him was it didn't come to me from my friend. It came to me from my friend's lawyer. So it was kind of like, yo, you know, such and such got this artist, and I'm like.
Somebody else.
So my mind is like, are you trying to? Because in my mind, let me tell you something. He could have called me himself and was like, yo, I need you to check this out.
So
and I would have checked it out.
No, then check it out. Perfect segue of not getting it.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Ray manages Rock City.
Yeah.
Probably the
talented, dopest writing, music, songs,
dopest songwriters.
Artists, 360
around the board.
What up to Rock City?
Thank you.
And it's interesting because I mentioned this to them a few months ago.
And they brothers.
At the studio, yeah. So they came to my house years ago. Rock City. They were young. Straight from Virgin Islands.
Yep.
Straight from Virgin Islands. Came into my living room. Back in one of my first houses, my small house. Mm-hmm. Came to my house and sang in front of me and my ex-wife. Wait, somebody trying to get, man, you got security and shit coming in.
But anyway, know what that is.
Anyway, they came to my house, sang for me, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna see, you know, that industry talk. I admit it. Okay, they was young. They were 14, 15. I don't know how they are now, but this was years ago. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get it.
Wow.
I didn't fucking get it. But you know what? My motherfucking partner Ray got it.
I appreciate that. And it's not about, listen, can I tell you something? It's not about not getting it. Man, sometimes, man, we're all human.
Yes.
And I might not be in the mood to deal with somebody because I got some other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that I want people to get from this, man. We are all humans trying to figure out life, whether it's working at McDonald's or it's being the A&R of the company. It's the same shit. We got to go to work. We got to put up with some bullshit we don't want to put up with, and we got to keep a smile on our face. And we got to that's why I say yes to every. I didn't know what this show was. I was just like, oh, y'all need me there, I'll be there. And that's why I do my best to embrace every opportunity because the reality is you never know what God said to you.
You came because I was here.
I did. Once I found you was here, I wish I would have came
When did you
earlier.
find out Tangy was here? When you got
He
here. So
walked in the
she
door.
had no motherfucking
No, I didn't
impact.
tell him.
No,
So
I didn't
look,
tell him
we-
because I wanted him to walk in the door and be like,
Last question, because we know you got to go spend time.
y'all good.
You
Y'all
got to go
good.
spend time with your son.
Ask me anything.
And we go get ready for next week. But last question, okay? Your contribution to the culture, Ray.
Okay.
What's your contribution to the culture? Actually, I'm gonna let Tangy, because Tangy, that was something that she.
Go ahead, Tangy. Ask me, darling.
so I just,
Your contribution to the culture is pretty much she
Well-
gonna ask the same question. So you think about it while she asks the same thing that I just said.
well, even deeper than that, I think that, as busy as we get, a lot of times, even when we see each other, we don't really get a chance to ask how you're doing. We say, how you doing? Like, just like, what's up? Well, whatever. But we don't really get to say, how are you doing? So, Ray, I know you always go a million miles a minute, Jerry, and I'm going to segue into that question, but
I was gonna say you done skated
Say it's
all
two-
around.
I say it's two
No,
questions.
it's a
but I
two-part
answer-
question.
I
I'm
answer- go
sorry.
ahead, I
I'm
answer
sorry.
both.
Please, but I gotta
listen,
get
I
this
got you.
off.
I'm gonna answer both. I promise.
when you're, and
We're
it's
good.
it's important to me to know, because ever since, we did an interview with Janet Jackson and this question came up, I just always wanted to ask every guest this. When you're on a plane, and that moment where you got to turn your phones off, right? That one moment where you're taking off,
course.
right? You're getting up in the clouds. You
Of
got to
course.
turn your phone off. You got to turn everything off up under the chair. And you got that window seat and you're looking out the window and it's complete silence. It's complete everything. You can't touch nothing. What are you thinking about when you're looking out in the clouds? What are you thinking about?
I don't want this to end.
When you say this,
I don't. Let me tell you
your
something.
career, your life,
I mean, I just
everything.
got an amazing text. I'm super excited. Crazy.
Can you share it?
It's about a movie I wrote. That's amazing. And the
Really?
Guy, and the guy that's
Congratulations,
the guy just
man.
texted me and said he 10 toes in. He
See,
wanna
that's
make
what
the
happened
movie.
with when you come on the
I got
Legendary
goose-
Jerry
I got
show.
goosebumps,
When
by
you,
the way.
for
See my
real.
arm, I got goosebumps for real. But
I got that
Congratulations,
effect.
brother.
I make those deals. I
Congratulations,
feel
man.
the goosebumps.
that's seriously. My arms are, that made my
Good
day.
deal,
I can
man.
talk,
Yay,
man.
we about to make a movie. Yes, we
We's
are.
made it, boss. We's made it.
Let's do it. So yeah, so my thing is that so it's a two-part question. All right, so just so you guys know a little bit about my background. By the way, I'm not Russian. I'm not Russian, but just to know from my text, I mean where I'm at.
Boy,
by the way,
that text
my
got
story.
you, boy.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
thing.
No,
though,
it's
brother.
great.
That's a good
So
thing.
just from my text, from what I said, I used to work for Delta, right? So there's not a day that goes by that I'm on a plane
Wow.
that I don't look outside that
the
window
irony.
and I see somebody who
Who's doing
what I do, whether it's putting the bags together or putting the bags on a plane,
pushing a wheelchair.
in
pushing a
that
wheelchair.
rain, whether
It's
it's
not
cold,
whether it's rain, sleet,
hot.
whatever. And like I said, I'm in first class seat, and they ask me, "What do you want to drink?" And in my mind, I'm like, "How the fuck did I get here? And what the fuck do I got to do to never leave?"
Wow.
And it's like I remember I was working with Future, and by the way, I love Future, man. Like I love him because he's smart. But one thing he told me, he said he was in the room with somebody and they was like, "Yo, you killing it out there," and he was like, "What am I doing?"
Wow.
Because he was like, "What am I doing?" They was like, "Whatever you doing, keep doing it." And I took that as if I was a guy on a come up and you called me and said, "Come be on the show," I would have came. If I'm the CEO,
You would
called
come.
me, I would have came.
Yeah.
And in my bet, what I try not to do is I try not to change that part of me that got me here. So with that being said, that's the first thing. So because I opened the Chick-fil-A on A Concourse. I opened it. The first day it
Damn.
opened, I was there.
Wow.
It was 96 Olympics. I was at a cashier at the Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
Then I went from Chick-fil-A to pushing wheelchairs. Then I got recruited by Delta. Like almost like you're one of the smart wheelchair guys. You want to get a real job, and I worked for Delta, and I did it, and I was so happy to have that job, and then you realize what the fuck is next, and I'm there, and I did it, and now when I see people at Delta, I still see people that push wheelchairs, I still see people that work at Delta, and it's like kind of like legendary story, like yo. Sometimes people be like, "Yo, tell these people you used to be out here."
Right. So
Like,
that's
and
what
now, and now I'm a million
And your
miler.
biggest
That's what I
impact
was
on the
gonna
culture,
say.
since you done answered that.
Well, no,
what-
but that was the second part of the question. I was gonna say, like, what will your legacy be? What do you want to be known?
I just want to say this. I gotta say this. The fact that I sat down and before I spoke or before we got into the interview, Jerry said, "You gave me some nice words," and you said, "You met my son, you gave him nice words." When I was going through, you gave me nice words. I just want my legacy to be that I didn't come to this bitch and just take.
You gave
I
back.
came to this bitch and I gave as much as I could. I gave as much of myself as I could, and I'm going to continue to give as much of myself as I could. And I hope that that's enough, that God allows me to keep going. But if that's not enough, I still go hard as a motherfucker. You know? So for me, it's like I just watching everything, watching how it goes, watching everything happen in my life. Like, I'm just right here, just like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't, and you know, man, listen, God gave us a voice. God gave us a voice, and we use it. You know what I'm saying? And that's to answer your question. And you asked me the question, what you said was, what do I...
Your biggest impact
my
on
biggest
the
impact on the culture. My biggest impact on the culture, I want it to be is, I want to give everybody an opportunity to feed their family. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what I mean by that. That don't mean that I directly gave you a job. That doesn't mean that. But that does mean that when I went into that job, I was an honorable man. So the next time a young black man come in and say, give him a chance, they're going to say, well, Ray did do good. Mm-hmm. Or if I didn't, real talk, I'm big on that. And if I did do good in life, you know, I've tried to give deals to people. I've tried to help people. At the end of the day, man, I look at it like this, man. Man, I don't know nobody that's successful. I don't know nobody that came from where I came from that made it. And I was the least talented, the smallest one. Girls didn't love me, and I'm here. And it's by the good grace that God selected me to empower me to use my voice for positive shit. And I'm going to always do this shit. But I could also say right behind that, I still love pussy.
Hey, that's how we gonna end this. That's how we gonna end this shit.
I help more than I fuck, and I only fuck to help.
I can't stand you for that.
Hey,
how can people
let me ask you a question. Well, we out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna say, what's your social media handle?
Lord.
This is Ray from Radar First.
Yes,
Radar First.
Oh yeah, you got it. Wait, you got it.
Oh no, hold on. What's your social media handle?
Just Ray Daniels.
It's an underscore somewhere.
Nah,
just Ray Daniels.
Oh, you got your name
my people run.
You smoke cigars, man?
Never smoked in my life.
Okay, well,
yeah, he don't smoke or drink.
By coming on the show though.
No habits.
Can't afford them. Just pussy though.
Just pussy.
Okay. And sometimes
by coming on the show, show if I appreciate.
Yeah, we still
Can
gotta
I
give
you a
cigar? He can give it to somebody else.
Yeah, I give it to somebody else.
My guy right here, Jamal got look. Keep the cigar.
Thank you, Jamal.
Because I gotta keep me one, bro.
Can I say this? Can I say this with the cigar?
Go ahead. Pick you one, man.
No, what I want to do with it is the next person that you meet that might want a cigar that probably can't afford it. Give it to that person.
Why don't you give it to him?
Because you can afford it. Because you can afford it.
He said he gonna forget.
You know why? You know why? No, it's not that. You know why? Because listen, man, I used to sell weed, right? And I never valued it because I never knew what it felt like. So how the fuck can I? That's another thing about me. I won't sell you anything I won't buy myself. Like, I'm not going to sell you some shit because because I think somebody else want it. I can't sell you something that I won't buy. And when I was selling weed, I would give this shit away. Like, my cousin would come to the house, man, take whatever you want, bro. Pitch as much as you off. They pitching off whatever. And to me, it was still like, I had a brick of it. I'm like, oh, you want that? I don't care. Because in my mind, it had no value.
My nigga.
And I don't cherish shit that have no
Ray
value
Daniels.
to me. So,
that's my nigga.
Ray, I love you.
Love
Ray,
you too, Tanji.
Thank you, brother.
Listen, man, whatever y'all doing, keep doing this shit. Keep going, because at the end of the day, man, the only motherfuckers that really survive in this world are the people that start walking before somebody come and pick them up. So keep fucking walking. I'm walking, and we're gonna make it. And at the end of the day, hopefully, you know, hopefully this shit reach people. Hopefully this shit reach people, and you know.
Oh, this is reaching the masses.
Hopefully, I mean, and my thing is, but not reach people like the masses, but I mean like someone listens.
Yes, that's what it's for,
there's someone
Ray.
out there
because
who
it's gotta be
there's someone out there who literally is unsure.
And that's why we got people like you on the show.
And
we
just
appreciate
keep going.
you, man.
And I just want to say, you know, I'm spreading love,
nigga,
man. Give love, smile at the world, and smile back at you.
Love
just keep
you,
smiling.
Ray.
Love you too, mama.
Congratulations again on the baby, man.
And the movie that I'm gonna be in at Legendary Jerry
Podcast.
Look,
he's getting that. He got a gig.
Show.